In the last lesson, we looked at the stuff with the little fishies on it and everything like that, and this check understanding. And we were finding and applying absolute value. Today we're going to figure out what you remember from that lesson. So right now you're going to see what you can do, and then when you've done what you can do, turn it back on so you can see if you got it right. Okay, let's look at it. A model for the distance traveled from a cabin in a state park represents distances south, so this would be south down here, of the cabin as negative numbers. North is positive. The number line shows the location of the two hikers who walk farther from the cabin. Well, first let's see what we're counting by, because it does not look like we're counting by ones. I think let's try 2. So Andy went 2, 4, 6, 8 away. Maurice went in the other direction, 2, 4, 6. So this is actually negative 6. But when I'm walking, I'm not going a negative amount. Either I'm going forward or backwards. You're still going a distance. So this is where absolute values come into play. The absolute value of 8 is 8. So Andy went 8 units away. Maurice went, the absolute value of negative 6 is 6. Maurice went 6. So who went further? It was Andy. Because 8 is bigger than 6, obviously. In explaining, we already did that with our work right here. How many miles is Maurice from the cabin? So if we're saying miles, and he's down at negative 6, we said the absolute value of negative 6 was 6. He is 6 miles away. The average low surface temperature for Mars is negative 80. Let's pick that out. The average low surface temperature for Jupiter is negative 234. Which temperature has the greater absolute value? So let's put those in absolute values. The absolute value of 80 is 80 because it's 80 spots away from 0. The absolute value of 234, negative 234, is 234. So which temperature has the greater absolute value? It would be Jupiter. Or you could have said negative 234 degrees Fahrenheit. I will take that too. Now we're just going to find the absolute values. The absolute value of 9 is 9 because 9 is 9 spots away from 0. The absolute value of negative 1 is 1 because negative 1 is 1 spot away from 0. The absolute value of negative 56 is 56 because negative 56 is 56 spots away from 0. And we haven't done one like this before. The absolute value of 0 is just 0 because 0 is 0 spots away from 0. Now, if we flip over to the next page, you will find your assignment. In the little block areas is where we are going to be putting our answers. Here, you're just let me go through it real quick. So, you're figuring out which one is the greater change up here. So make sure you read carefully. This one, make sure you read it and then write your answer. Careful with your reading. And then down here, determine which number has a lesser magnitude. That means the smaller. Which one's going to be smaller when you make it an absolute value. And you can just circle the one. Like for this one, it would be negative 20. So you can circle your answer. These are just finding your absolute value. The opposite of the absolute value of negative 8. If you have some trouble with that, make sure you're asking someone in your group or you're coming to me because it is a little bit complicated of wording. For number 13, you're using this information right here, and then you're going to circle your answer. You're going to put your answer to number 14 right here in the box. 15, you're going to circle your answer. And down here, we're in our spiral of review. Product, that means you're going to be multiplying. You're going to write an inequality. You're going to be using less than or greater than between it. And number 18, you're adding. And on number 19, you're dividing. So make sure if you have any questions, you're asking. Or if you're at home, make sure you're emailing them.